When you look at this game, what has to be different for the Browns to win this game? What do they need to do better than they did or as well as they did to make the outcome the same with all the Steelers regulars back in it?
They're going to have to create pressure. And I mentioned Olivier Vernon early, how much that hurts, but they're going to have to create pressure. And I know that Ben Roethlisberger is one of those quarterbacks that, he can thrive under pressure, but this also isn't Ben Roethlisberger of, whatever, 5 years ago or even 3 or 4 years ago. He doesn't have quite that amount of mobility anymore. And I just think if you can move him around a little bit and make him at least a little bit uncomfortable. Ben's never really uncomfortable. He's always been a guy that thrives in chaos. But to me, we've talked about the issues in the secondary. This defense is boom or bust. So you've got to figure out a way to force a turnover or create a turnover or a couple of turnovers. And that starts with creating pressure up front. So Myles Garrett needs to have a big game. And then somebody else on that defensive line, whether it's Adrian Claiborne or one of those guys inside like a Sheldon Richardson, they've got to step up and create the kind of pressure that can force a turnover.
And the Browns did get an interception yesterday. They're 10-0 when they get an interception, when they get a turnover. When they win the turnover battle, they genuinely win the game, which is, that's as simple as you can make it. Turnover, win game.
Right. It's such a cliche, right, to sometimes talk about that turnover battle. But you're right. This defense is specifically built to force turnovers. And they hadn't forced one since the Tennessee game. That actually surprised me a little bit when I looked it up after the interception yesterday. But they had not forced a turnover since they played Tennessee. And with this defense, they just simply aren't talented enough or built to shut you down play to play. They're going to give up some drives. They're going to give up some points. And so, like I said, it is boom or bust. You get a big sack at the right time, or you get a turnover at the right time, or a fourth down stop, something like that. It's all about being opportunistic with this defense because play to play, they're just not good enough to shut an offense like this down.